great game. Great game. Both two very good basketball teams, and we were very fortunate. We got off to a great start, and we closed the half extremely well when we went into a drought. Came out of the halftime with a nice run as well, and then seemed to kind of lose that momentum. They got a nice run as well, and Fitzpatrick's. There was a lot of big plays, through the game. Whether it was Fitzpatrick's shot at halftime, Fitzpatrick's three, when they were closing in. I think they were either a tie game or down one, something like that. The plays that Anthony Collins made, the free throws, whatever it may be. So it was a great team effort. It's turned out to be a pretty nice little matchup between our two programs, and hopefully that'll continue to draw a lot of interest.
Stan, just talk about AC and Rudd just 4 days after going through what they went through. When did you know you'd have them both?
When we started warm-ups, really. It's been crazy since the last George Mason game. Anthony Collins did not practice at all this whole week. He didn't do anything the first 2 days after the game, and then yesterday he did no contact, just kind of shot around, and I still didn't know exactly where he'd be, and he pretty much gave me the go-ahead, like, Coach, I'm okay, I can go today. And I thought Rudd was going to be fine because he did practice yesterday, but this morning he woke up with headaches, which is still a symptom of a concussion. So the doctor said, hey, if he's got a headache, he can't play. And that was out of my control. So that was, what I was told. And, I think the Tylenols helped pretty good. And so somewhere, before we got on the bus, he passed all the tests for the concussion and didn't have a headache, and he was good to go. And, those two guys with double-doubles, I don't know where we would be without them.
Coach, you went about 10 minutes without a field goal there in the second half that finally ended with a three-pointer from your big guy. What was going on in the 10 minutes, and when the guy goes up for a three-pointer at that point in the game? Any reservations?
You're talking about the first half?
No, in the second.
End of the game.
Okay, end of the game. Well, they turned up the heat, and we didn't really go very deep as we normally do, and we were pretty fatigued out there. We were pretty stagnant offensively, kind of stood around, and we tried to run a few things here and there to get something to go, and we fortunately got something that we drew up and got a kind of a pick and pop situation. Fitzpatrick hit a big shot, a big three, and that got momentum going. The game was serious there. I understand ours, but that was the way the game was. Seemed like all night. We had to run early. They had to run midway through the first half. We had to run to close the half. We had to run to start. Big lead. They had another run, and then we closed it with the run. It was just a game of runs, and we fortunately had the last run to win the game.
Stan, knowing how the season started, what does this do just to frame the non-conference season and give you some momentum going into Sunday?
Well, where we started and where we are now is a whole lot different. I think, our first game of the year against UCF, I don't know. I didn't really recognize that team on film. We didn't play very hard, and they took it to us and handled us. And I think, we stopped maybe celebrating the past year and understood we need to work. We need to get back to being a good defensive team. We need to be a better team that works together in all areas. And we're not there yet. We still got a ways to go, and we better figure it out quick because we got Syracuse looming in front of us. But we are a much better team now than we were a month and a half ago.
Stan, your team started the first half 0 for 7 from 3 before getting back-to-back threes. How big was that for the momentum going into halftime?
Well, it's huge. The three-point shot has been probably our best weapon offensively this year. Our field goal shooting is not great, but the three-point shooting is very good. So we need to have good three-point shooting, and it opens up, for us the opportunity to maybe get to the basket and get to the free throw line and get layups. So the outside shooting is important for us, and we started off, and I'm sure both teams were a little, kind of jacked up, and some of the shots were long air balls and all over the place. And I thought Mussolini gave us a nice spark out of the bench. He only had 6, but those 2, when we couldn't score a lick in the first half, those 2 threes he made, got us some momentum and got us to lead back when Fitzpatrick hit his to close the half.
And on the other side of that, what did you guys do to take away what is another weapon for UCF also in the 3-ball, especially Casey Wilson, who was just absolutely nowhere to be found?
We didn't really do. We really focused a lot more on the paint. They dominated us with inside scoring and layups and transition baskets and offensive rebounds the first time around. And I'm not sure we certainly didn't stop Sykes or Clanton, but they didn't just destroy us the way they did the first time around. So our focus was more there. We certainly recognized the fact that Wilson is a terrific shooter, so we tried to run at him a little bit more. But they had some looks, and they just didn't fall. So, you know, some of it was our defense, but some of those, we were fortunate because the ball was kind of going in and out, and it just popped out on them a few times.